Good day, welcome to this section, and this is a continuation from the previous section. And this was where we stopped. I was trying to explain or trying to talk about variables, right? Data types and data. Yeah. So let's begin from data first. What is a data? Now you need to pay attention because I may not be writing everything. Okay, let me try. See if I can write everything. Some right. This is the way me I define data. Data is anything represented, I think in this case, on paper or with tests, right? Anything represented with tests, anything, let's say that can be represented in tests. This might not be exactly accurate, but then I think it helps me drive home. It helps me drive this lesson home, right? So you just know that when we say data this, data that, data we're talking about, it's just basically tests. Tests that is showing us something, telling us something about a process. It becomes a data. And then so when we say data type, then we're talking about, of course, the type of that thing. How best should I describe this? We're talking about the form in which that thing is. What group does that thing belong to? I mean, the way you arrange the test, what group does it belong to? And in programming, you should have, you may have heard about int for integers, um, float for floating points, string, str. What else? Okay, this is Python, right? So let's go with this tree for now. Although you might want to add something like lists and I think this one now we're talking about data structures, kind of did, but let's just work with this tree for now. This is okay for a beginner. Okay, so int, float, string. Interesting. So when you see those tests that are representing some quantity, some value, right? And okay, let me turn this into not just string but value. Any value or sets of value that can be represented as tests. I think that sounds more accurate. Okay, so when you see that value, when you see that test, what format is it? What type of value is it? What group? What general name will you give that kind of value? That's what you're talking about when we say int, float, string. When we talk about data types, so when we talk about int stands for integers, and we are referring to whole numbers, right? Whole numbers. And examples can be 2, 3, 40, not just simple numbers, 200, they are whole numbers. They don't have points, they don't have decimal points. When we talk about float, we are talking about numbers that have decimal points. So floats, an example is 2.0, 4.2, 500.07. These are floating points. So when we talk about string, we are in Python, we mean anything. Yes, I used to call it anything. Anything includes within. I refer to, yes, I think this is not wrong. Anything includes within quotation mark is a string. So even if it's a single thing, it's a string, right? So this is a string. It might be a single quote as well. So let's say Topman. Topman is a string. It's enclosed in a single quote, And then let's give my example. Let's say father. Father is a string. That's why a while ago when I printed hello world, that was a string I printed. So if I come here and say Python 3. This is the interpreter. Come on, that's wrong. So Python 3, and I pass this flag to it that makes it run some codes from the command line and say print. Okay, let's not go this way. Sorry, I don't confuse anybody. Let me open a file. I think I already have one here. Yes, and this is the content of the file. It says print hello world, and so let me close it and pass it to the Python interpreter and say do something to this file. Remember that there are two ways you can use the Python interpreter. One of the ways you can use it is by argument passing, which was what I just did now. Another way is the interactive mode. And in argument passing, you can call the interpreter. The interpreter itself is the Python interpreter you're talking about, right? This term here, Python interpreter. We are just talking about this kind of Python 3. Right? That is able to actually interpret the codes, tell what is in the codes, and execute the instructions. So for this one now, you can put a line of code and pass it to the interpreter straight on the command line, and then have -c here. Once you have -c here, the interpreter will recognize it as a Python code, and it will do what you've asked it to do. Okay, to do what you've asked it to do. So I was trying to explain something. I hope I've not deviated. I don't remember what I was trying to drive from. Okay, I remember later on. So this thing I just did now, I could have done it like this. Instead of using a file, I will now say -c, and now enclose within single quotes the instruction I want it to carry out. So print hello. Okay, I remember what took me here. Hello, Topman. Okay, and then I close the bracket, then enter. It prints it, right? It prints it. What took me here is I was trying to show you that this thing is a string. This is a string. This hello Topman is a string, and that's why it is enclosed in double quotes. If you want this file that was printed here inside a file, I also put it in double quote. Let me show you again. So cat, show us what is inside the file. Look at it. It had to be in double quotes to show that it's a string. Otherwise, there'll be an error. The Python interpreter will think that I'm referring to a certain variable or certain variables. And when it looks for it that does not find it, there'll be some error. What will happen if I don't add this guy here when I'm printing? I mean, you need to add it, right? When you are giving it the code directly on the command line. You need to add it. I don't want to make this thing complex. You can actually give it a whole code, not just one line. You can give multiple lines of code here. It's very possible. Python will run it the way it would have been in your file. Multiple lines of code. Let's not go there. We're taking it bit by bit. So that is string for you. And then what else? Now, when we talk about variables, I'm showing you some pictures. I think I said, I don't know what I call this again. Assuming this was a nylon, let's call it a nylon now. Let me label them this time so I won't forget again. So let's say this is a nylon. Kind of waterproof, right? I'll make it large. And then let's have this one as a basket. Make it like this so it doesn't. And let's have, this is a cup, obviously. All right. Now, the kind of thing that it can contain, the kind of quantities that can be the kind of material that can be in it has, is not all kind of materials you want to put inside a cup. There's some material that it will be improper to put certain materials inside a cup. A basket, you know what it can contain, you know what can be contained in nylon, what you want to put there. You want to put the appropriate things inside there. It's like having let's say you have this is the way I like describing, especially for those who do 4C programming. Let's say you have a bottle like this. How do I make this look like a bottle now? Mm, okay, so you have a container like this, and you have three of them. They look alike in your house. If they don't look alike, this is really the container. It's not looking like a container right now. It's a triangle, yeah. Okay. Ah, what kind of container is this? Okay, whatever. Just put that I'm in a container, okay? You have a container here, and one of them is used for let this look a bit real now. What kind of fake container is this one? Can't you just pretend to be a container? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's looking like it a bit. Great. So we have this container here, and you have about three of them in your house, but two of them are in your kitchen, and one of them is somewhere else, maybe in your veranda, because two of them, one is used for palm oil, and then the other one is used for, let's assume you use kerosene stove, so the other one is used for kerosene, and then the one that is outside the okay, the one that is used for kerosene may not be in your. Oh, can I say it now? One is used. You put salt inside one. Let's say you put salt inside one, and then you put oil, palm oil inside one, and then the other one is for fuel that is outside. You can't. It will be funny. You can't. On no occasion will you go and rinse the one meant for fuel and say, um, my oil bottle is not around. Wash the one that is for fuel. Let's use it for oil today. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to do that. Of course, I've seen people who will go and rinse the one that is for fuel and use it for kerosene, and then use one for kerosene. Sometimes the kerosene has finished, you now go and rinse it and put fuel in it. Those two things are petroleum products. They are petroleum products. So when you see us do something like this, sorry, let me refer to C. If you don't know C, pardon me, please. You see, it's a strange thing, pardon me, but not to confuse you. This is just to make someone who knows C quickly relate with this. So when I do something like this, int, let's say, of course, you declare the data type first, and then let's say the name of data is number, and then you now assign a value to it and say this number equal to 234. This is like saying I have a data type. That data type is food, and the name of the variable, that is the name of the container, the thing that data is inside, is a pot, and what is inside that data, the particular data is inside, is rice. This way I have stated data type. Remember, um the kind of, let me try to define it here a bit. Let me just call it the kind of value. I don't want to use the type again. The kind, or the sort, or the sort of value. I don't like it when I'm talking about type of data. I'm using type in the definition. Sort of value um, that the data is something like that. Is it is or represent? Okay, so the sort of value, or the format, something like that. Format, sort of value, sort of format, or formats of value that data represents. Okay, okay. So this is data type. We are saying it's integer. That means it's a whole number. You cannot have decimal. Watch this. I don't know what I said this in the previous section, but it's not. What if I say it again? This is different from this, and it's different, which is different from this as well. This is why I used to say that string can be anything. because even 2 that's supposed to be an integer is now not, is no more an integer here. Okay, this is I think I like the way I'm kind of deviating. I'll come back. Everything that took us here is to explain this, right? Variables, what, to explain them. And I think I've explained variables. Yeah, variables are just the containers. They are just the things that is holding data. The thing. So here, let's say this cup is holding water. This cup can hold water. It can hold tea. It can hold juice. It can hold. You don't want to pour creatine inside this cup. You don't want to. That's the same way you don't want to go and put the wrong data type inside. Of course, Python will not even give you the opportunity to state data type. Once you declare a variable in Python, it will automatically detect data type based on what you've given, based on the kind of input you made, the kind of test you gave to that variable. It automatically detect it. Okay. I will demonstrate that shortly. I'll demonstrate shortly. And so that's it. Declare the right container for the right thing. If it is C, you will get errors. But if Python, just know that Python understand when you give the data, you understand the kind of container. Sorry, you understand the kind of container you should give it, the kind of container it is. So you tell it, you give it the name of the container, it tells you the type of container it is. Let's demonstrate that before we continue. Just to give my example, I talk about having 3 containers at home. You might have another one and say the data type is petroleum products, and the name of that data is let's say jerry can is a can, and what is inside is fuel. You've dedicated that particular jerry can. You can give variable any name you choose to, but there are naming conventions. Yeah, there are naming conventions. You have to start with it has to be something between. Let me see. Let me state here. Naming a variable. My board is getting rough. Naming a variable or naming variables. Yeah. Right. So you want to start with anything, maybe underscore or from uppercase, anything within uppercase A to uppercase Z, or anything within lowercase z to lowercase b. And of course, it can as well have numbers, but you can't start with numbers. I believe so. You can start with numbers. So you can have 0 to 9 in the name of your data type. Let's go and experiment and see. Let's go and experiment and see that. You, if you're live, you're live, ask questions for what you don't understand. If you're watching on YouTube, please post your question as a comment, and I will attend to you. Or you may want to rewind a bit and see. Okay. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do it to subscribe. I mean, show some support, okay? Like the video if you really like it. Don't like it, don't just like it in your mind. Like it in real life. Drop some comments. Let's get encouraged, to do more by your um comments or your commendations. All right. Now let's go into the interactive mode. I just used the argument mode. Let me take it back to my whiteboard. Argument passing mode, interactive mode. Argument passing mode, you can pass a file to it, you can pass a code to it. Interactive mode is what I'm about to do right now. And I believe some of you may know. You may know how it works. So it's simply typing this guy with no argument. This same guy here. If I type Python 3, we are using Python version 3, that's why I'm using typing Python 3. It could have been Python if it was Python 1 or Python 2. So Python 3 and press enter. I am now in the interactive mode. What is it about this mode? This mode is interactive. As the name goes, it is literally interactive. So every line of code, it wants to interpret every line of code at a point. When I'm writing a file, I can write multiple lines of code, and nothing will happen. Nothing. I will not be seeing any action, any feedback in the file until I run it. But here, every line I write, I get feedback. Almost every line of code, I get feedback, especially when it's an instruction that calls for an action, or I get feedback. Okay. Let's just do something before we start. So let me just say print we are here. So it prints we are here. It's just cool. What will happen if I just type we are here? Let me see if I can give any feedback. Okay, you can see now because it's interactive mode. I've not asked you to print anything, but it's showing me what I just typed because it has the attitude of giving me response, giving the user a response or giving the programmer a response, line by line response. No, you can't get this kind of response from a file by putting it in a file. You know, can't get this kind of response. Great. Now let's play between data types. Let's play with data types. I'm gonna move this guy here so I can toggle between both of them easily. So I'm trying to show you. Let's show that 2 and 2.0 and these two are not the same. Let's find out. That's how we find out. So let's say type of no type. Yeah, type. What type of data is 2? This is a function, input function that tells us the type of data. I hope I'm correct. Yes, so it tells us that it is integer. Now let's come again. What type of data is 2.0? Enter. It says it's float. Now, this is me speaking the language Python. I'm talking it in English, but actually, it doesn't want your English. It wants you to type the characters the way they should be. That's how you speak the language with your fingers, typing the characters properly, the way, placing everything very well. The machine will understand, and do it. Okay, so what type of data is a tool that is enclosed in single quotes? It says it's a string. What type of data is a tool that is enclosed in double quotes? It says it's string. I just showed you that you can choose to use either single quotes or double quotes. It's your choice. But there are cases where it is necessary to use a particular type. I will show you, hopefully, as we make progress. Now, how do we declare variables? It's simple. You don't come here to do ints and then you don't tell us the data. Just declare the variable and it will know. So if I just give us the name of the variable. So let's say can, like I said that way, and they can contain. Okay, let me not confuse anybody. Let's just say number. And the number, I want to give you the value of 200, right? I don't need to put any semicolon or what. Enter. Nothing showed. Now, if I ask it, if I just type number here now, it shows me that 200 is inside number. If I say what type of variable is number, I mean, what the number, the variable number, the thing that it is containing, what type of data is it? Tells us that it is integer. Now I can say underscore number. Underscore number is equal to, let's say, 300. So that worked, no error. That means I can have a variable named that way, right? We are testing naming convention. Now I can say number, uppercase. Number, I say number equal to 500. So uppercase is working. It worked. These guys are all here. If I ask you to print all of them now, let's say print, come on, print number, and then after printing number, print underscore number, and then after printing underscore number, print the uppercase number. And if I press enter, it gives me the three values: 200, 300, and 500. Now let's also put another variable. Let's call this one num. Okay, let's just call it number 1. Right? Number 1 equals, let's say, 1000. 1000. So no error. That means we have number 1 here. We have number 1 here right now. Look at it, 1000. Okay. So here I have tried starting with underscore. Here I tried starting with a lowercase. Here I tried starting with an uppercase. Here I added number at the end. So I've done that as I stated on this whiteboard. Following naming conventions. Now let's try starting with number. Let's say I want to declare a variable 1 min. It should be equal to what now? 900. That's a problem. Syntax error: cannot assign to operator because as far as it's concerned, he's not seeing the character here again. He's not seeing variable name here again. So you don't want to um, cause conflict. And another thing that is not possible in naming convention. Not naming convention actually. The way um, um I think it's a convention actually. It's a convention. But I want to separate it from what there are things we that are possible, but we don't do them because we're following convention. But there are things that are impossible. You don't use keywords. You don't use keywords. So if I go and declare a variable um, int, I say int is the name of my variable. So int is equal to 20. Let's see what happened here. Okay, looks like ah, don't mind it. Oh, you will encounter trouble somewhere. You will encounter trouble somewhere. str is equal to um prr this. It's amazing that this is working. I think I've had an experience of a gathering trouble somewhere for using this. I'm amazed it's working. If it is C will not joke with you. It won't work. But then don't do this. Okay. Don't use keywords. Things that are keywords in Python to declare variable. I wish I can give a particular instance where this thing will result to um might result to um, a problem. Maybe there's none. Maybe. But I think I've had an experience of such where I was using a keyword in Python to um, name a variable. I think it was so. No, I'm not sure again. We can make more research on that. All right. Um, let's make progress. Let's make progress. Now we know about variables. Let's talk about environment variables. It's something you want to know. Let's talk about environment variables. And here is after talking about environment variables, we'll start talking about strings and how to use them. And then we've shown how you can use print, right? You've seen me use print a couple of times here. Then we'll talk about indexing and slicing in Python. And then we'll talk about the official coding style and how to check your code with PyCode style. Okay, and that will be all for this section. Let's make progress. So we're talking about what now? Where are we? Bam, bam. Where are we? How to use test print. Okay, we're talking about how to use. No, no. I refuse to be confused. Okay, environment variables. Yes, environment variables. Actually, not written there. That's why. So that's the reason why I want to talk about environment variables. I mean, I think it's important. It's important. It's important. Yeah, I may not be able to explain uh, its importance right now, but for example, I'm building this. I'm building a. Let me show you. I'm building this app here, and now you may not know. You may not understand this fully, but just pay attention. Some of this things will make sense to you later as you make progress. I'm building this app, and this is my server side. This is the front end, client side. And of course, just to make sure that I really pass the message, the front end looks like this. You click here to sign up as a client, you click here to sign up as an artisan, and then you can log in from here. I mean, the app is hosted and working, you but work at least, yeah, you can be able to sign up and sign in. This is the app itself. Now, I can click here to sign up as a client. I can click here to sign up as an artisan. I can click here to log in, right? Now, uh, there are details that are used here that are very personal while I was developing. In fact, there are details that should not be, they are very personal, even while I was hosting it. They're very personal. For example, no, not the client side now, the server side. Um, don't worry, if you don't know how to build, you don't understand back end development, don't worry. Just follow what I'm explaining. But just understand that if you sign up here, I should be able to get your details somewhere. You know, as that place is called the back end. You don't see what is happening here as a user. You only see what is happening in front here. You get message, you do what you're doing. I'm seeing the activity somewhere behind, somewhere hidden. So now to connect to database, we call that place database where your details are saved. we set up, we call it database. And to connect to the database, I I needed some credentials, right? I needed to put the host here. And it's supposed to be personal. Man, it's not supposed to be a general. And here I needed to have a user. I can't be showing the whole world my user. Like as it is pushed to Git now and the repository is public. Someone will not be seeing these private details. Here contain my password. Here contain my database. But they are not here. I am I am rather referring them to a hidden variable somewhere that you cannot see, only me can see. Why? It's in the environment. I had it in the environment where I hosted. I was running it on my local host. I had those details there. And when I deployed the app, I had the details now for the app, in the environment, set as environment variables, and it's still using it. So this guy is, I'm telling this guy, hello, you want to know the host? Go to the environment, look for a variable saved as db underscore host. That is where you see the host. Go to the environment, look for a variable saved as db underscore user. That's how you know the user. db underscore pswd. That's how you know the password, and put it, then know what to do when you get those guys. So that's one of the things that environment variables do for us. So you want to learn about environment variables on Bash. This is Bash we're using, right? This guy I don't know, it's called Bash. It's a type of shell, and there are several types of shell. Okay, let's not go back to what is shell. That's not what I'm doing now. So I'm going to exit the Python interpreter because um we want to deal with the environment. Oh, okay, I didn't need to put this. All right, we are out. We are back to our terminal. I'm going to clear the screen. So let's have some environment variables here. I want to have a environment variable called watch. I am not in the Python interpreter anymore. I am in my normal terminal, my Bash environment. I want to have a variable called PLD. So I'll just say PLD equals without space. What will happen if I put space? Let's see. Equals 20. Okay, that's problem. So without the space, right? PLD, move the space, and say equal 20. Enter. I now have a variable in this place called is hidden. It's hidden. Only me know. If you didn't see me declaring this variable, you wouldn't know how the variable like that. Except you come and check my system, of course. And I think it's possible. If I do env, you see that you have several environment variables here. The reason why PWD can print the path you are in is because there's a variable called PWD that holds the path. You look at PWD here. There's an environment variable here. So when you do PWD, enter the command PWD on your shell, it goes here to find out what is saved here. And once you navigate, your new path will come and be saved here, right? If I do cd tilde, it comes here to pick what is here and goes here. Cd tilde is this thing that looks like snake. If I do cd and put this thing that looks like snake here, like rope, it will take me back to the root directory because that is what is saved here, right? And then so the colors that this guy is exhibiting, they are all saved in the variables. All these things are colors. These pretty things you're seeing here, they denote color. Okay, then this is why I appreciate LX so much. The way they teach us this thing. I mean, Python is not. You can just start hello what before you know you start writing programs and you start knowing about libraries, and what these guys are making us touch certain things deeply, understanding what is happening on the root. Let me see if I can find my variable here. Yeah. Host name, this, that. Okay, I really cannot find my variable. So maybe there's a way to find out the variable, user defined variables. But my point is, let me clear this place. My point is, if you didn't see me declaring the variable called PLD, you would not have known that I have a variable called PLD. And to see the content of that variable, what does echo do? Echo prints out. Echo is like the print of the bash. Okay, so anything you give to it will print it out. If I give it PLD, it will print out PLD. So, but if I want to just tell you that, hey, PLD is not just a string. Okay, PLD is a variable. I will not say, I'll not put dollar here. Dollar means expansion. Okay, it's a sign for expansion, like as an expansion. That's what it stands for. Okay, all right. So if I now say echo, it prints 20. That means it now expands PLD. And so I say PLD. Okay, you're not just a string. You're something that has something. You now expand it and bring out what it has. That's why you're able to do. You can be able to do calculations here. So let's say give us the value of 2 plus 2. Put it out for us. And to show you that if I enter this in like this, it will call it an ordinary string. I can just put it like this. Okay. All right. Because of this open bracket, it expects something more. Okay. So, but my point is, if I wanted it to print as a string, I could just add quotes here and here, and it will print as a string. Okay. But if I wanted to evaluate it, what I would do is to go and add that dollar sign, that expansion sign there. Now you'll be asking, are we still talking Python now? Yes. Yes, we are. Okay. So I put was I add dollar here and say enter. Look at it, it's giving us 4. That means even bash itself, your terminal itself, calculation can happen here. Arithmetic operations can be carried out on this bash itself. So bash itself is the programming language. Let's not go there. So now we have a variable called PLT. And an alternative way of declaring that variable is to use the word export. Export. Did I talk about this in the? It feels like I talked about this in the previous section. Okay. Let's just make progress. Export and let's say export. Let me give another variable. Now, small letter will work. Okay, small letter will work, but it is conventional to use uppercase. It is conventional. That means it's the right way to do it. It's a generally acceptable way of doing it. To show that it's an environment variable. Okay, you can see the program I showed you earlier. I used uppercase, so this will work. And let's say period is equal to 30 and go. Now I have that variable. If I say, oh, cool, show me the content of PLD. It says it's 30. And if I say again, show me the content of the environment variable PLD. This guy is case sensitive. So uppercase PLD is different from lowercase PLD. That's by the way. Now, note that we can as well save a file inside this variable. Let me declare a variable. Let me call it file. So echo file, and I'll say file equals this file that is here, hello.py. And if I press enter, hello.py is now inside this file. To that effect, I can now call the Python file, so the Python interpreter, and that I would have called the same way I would have given it hello.py straight. I can now indirectly give it the hello.py, just like I showed you in my program that I indirectly have my password here, but you can't see it because it's in the environment. It's in the environment. So I say, instead of putting my password, I say go to the environment and get an environment variable called db.pswd. That's what my password is. Otherwise, I would have been displaying my password on GitHub for the whole world to see. And then you can now go to my program and do some fishy things. What's the word now? Some funny things, you know. So now I'm saying that, hello, I want you to run the file for me, but that file is inside the variable named file. Go there and run the file. But of course, this will not work until I add the expansion symbol, which is the dollar here. Okay, so enter. No, this is not what I expect. This is not what I expect. Okay, let me find out what happened. What is inside file? Oh, I did not save it. Oh, it did not saved. Sorry about that. No wonder. File equals hello. Okay, I used the wrong command here. I used echo. Sorry, that's the wrong command. It should have been export. Export. Just make it global. Export this and make it file dot. So if I now check what is inside file, it just shows that the file hello.py is inside file. Meanwhile, the copy that is here is still here, right? So now instead of now doing Python 3 hello.py, I will now rather do Python 3 dollar, take that dot off there. Dollar, uh-uh, $5. Can someone confirm that I'm seeing this meet right now?
Yes, you are.
Because I'm in Nigeria right now and things can happen. Thank you very much. Network can be funny enough to lock me out and I would think I'm stuck in. No, I'm not here again. So hello world printed out indirectly. Yeah. Hello world printed out indirectly. So in the same way, I can save a line of code. Let's say in Python you can calculate, you can do arithmetics in Python, okay? But let's just continue with just printing strings. I can say, okay, let's say export. Remember, this thing will work without your export keyword very well, right? Mm, come on, come back here. Export, and let's say code, or let's say my code. My code equals, I'll now put the instruction within single quote. The reason I'm using single quotes is this is where we'll talk about strings. We'll talk about strings shortly. Don't worry. Let me just do this. I'll tell you why I'm choosing to use single quotes here, because it could be double quote as well, and it will work based on the application of based on the understanding of how they are used and when to use them and when not to use them. So I want to have a string here, and let's say welcome to the Python route. Okay, okay. Now I have saved this instruction inside a variable called my code. Recall that if I had said that hello, if I had called the Python interpreter, let me do this. CW. No. Oh Lord. I just closed that. I just closed it. I mean, mistakenly. This. Hold on. Let me fetch it again. I was trying to enter some command line shortcut that works, but if you know, you know, you know the kind of time I'm using right now. I'm actually using the sandbox, so it can be funny. So here we go. Okay. So let me just start. I mean, I have to start over again. That's the thing. At least it gives you opportunity to know that when you leave a share process like this, the former variables are no more there. Are no more there. So it means I have to declare a new one and say file is equal to. I don't want it to be file now. I want it to be a line of code instruction. So print. Let's make it shorter this time. Print hi. Print hi, and so it is saved here right now. So if I say show me the content, show me what is inside the environment variable by the name of file, it says print hi is the instruction that is inside there. Recall that I if I bring out this instruction that I use here and take all of this off and call the Python interpreter, okay, somebody should help me with this one now. I want this code to print, but if I do this, I get an error. What am I supposed to do to make it print? Execute. Say something. Say something. Oh, no one is talking. It's okay. All right. So what I need to do to make it execute, I've done that before here, is to put -c because it's a code, not a file. It's not execute. Hi. So in the same vein, if I do Python 3 -c and give it $file referring to that environment variable, it will do to it what we have done uh, if I didn't have this in the file. So it's working on it indirectly. Expands this file and gets its content and then executes the instruction. Now let's move forward. If you have any question, you may ask. We're making progress. Okay, so since you don't have any question, let's talk about um, how to use string, how to use strings, indexing and slicing. I think I want to take this, I want to copy this out. So I'll have it on a new page. On you what now? Did I demonstrate how that you can use the command line as a calculator? I don't remember demonstrating that. You can actually perform certain calculations on the command line. It is very possible. For example, I'm talking about interactive mode now of Python itself. So Python 3, I can go here and start doing things like 2 plus 2, it works. I can do 2 times 3, which is 6. So I use asterisk, the star, not X. So if I want to do 2 raised to the power 2, I use um, double asterisk. You want to learn about that. So if I want to do divide 4 by 2, 4 over 2. So it says 2.0. If I don't want you to give me decimal points, I could do the like put 2 of the forward slash, and it give me the integer value, integer quotient. That's by the way. So let's talk about using string. What is a string? We've talked about what string is, and we have some strings here, right? No, we've lost them. That's the funny thing about these guys. When you enter and leave, you lost everything you are doing before. Yeah, you lost it. So let's create a new variable. Let's call this one um this date. Let's call it date. So dates is now today is am I correct? I think 14th of August 2023. Okay, so let's go. So we now have a variable called date, right? And it's a string. It's a string. So let's say I want to make a sentence. I want you to print. Okay, let me show you on what happened here. Let me show you what happened here. Uh, let's demonstrate. So when I said give me such a variable, it went and created a space in memory, of course temporary, because when we stick here, that space will not that space will be freed. It went and created a space in memory, and what it did was to give it. So this guy now has a memory address. In fact, it has an ID. An ID, a unique ID. Let's check the ID. This is how you check the ID. Let me clear the screen so that so if I say show me the ID, what is the ID of date? So this is the ID of date. Remember, date is this 14th August 2023. Okay, this is the ID. So for every time I print the ID, it will be the same, except I change the variable because it's in the particular location right now in memory. A particular location has been assigned to it. Making progress. Now, talking about indexing, let me do this to demonstrate indexing. When you declare a string like this, indexing, indexing. I think I want to have this indexing on now text box. So let me do this, do this, and duplicate this one, and change it to indexing. All right, make it a bit tiny. All right, index is just about giving numbers. Okay, giving numerical values to each of these elements. This is a string that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, okay, I didn't say it. I didn't say it like I didn't say it like this, but I say string can contain anything. Okay, anything from A, Z, all the characters. It can be content so long as they are enclosed in double quotes or single quotes. Is the string in Python. Okay. Now it has to count this thing, but it will count from zero instead of from one. So this first one will be at index zero. The next one will be at index one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. And if there was space here as well, it will count space as a character, right? So I think this is correct. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So it will be since it's 1 to 10, it will be 0 to 9. Yeah. Each of them has index. So if I go back to this thing that I declared now and say, okay, give me index, what is at index zero? So it tells you that what we have as index zero is one. And of course, in the data, what we have is one. Now, since the 10th one is index 9, let's now try to get what is at index 9. It's supposed to be 3, right? 3 as in 23. If we enter, that is it. 3. Another way you can quickly get the last element, I mean, assuming we are not aware of the particular position of the last element, another way you can quickly get it is to say, give me index of -1. In Python, if you -1, it gives you the last element, which is 3. If you say -2, it will count from there and give you second to the last element. That way. So you can minus and minus and minus until you get to the beginning here. All right. Okay. I think that's about indexing. Just be aware that such a thing happens. But strings are immutable in Python. You can't change any part of this string. You can't say, okay, um, let's date 9 now be equal to 4. So you change so that you change to 2024. You know, you should throw up an error, right? Right. Okay. So string does not change. I think I think I can move to slicing now. Slicing in Python. We are making progress. We are almost done. Slicing in Python. And then of course I want to talk about some string methods that I use in Python strings. So what is slicing? What if I want to make a comment like we had a great class uh, on the something int. Let me just put int day of August. Okay. Now I want this place to be replaced by the number let us see here 14. But I don't want to type in the 14 myself. I want to get it from the string. This is a skill that is called slicing. Let's now demonstrate basically what slicing is. Okay, what slicing is. Let me just copy this and of course take it off, work with it later. Let's try to slice this string that has the date. Let's say I want to print only 14. If I want to print only 14, what I'll do is put dates, put the square bracket, put the first index that I want to get, and put the last index I want to get. So it's 0 and 1, right? So I want to get from 0 and index 1. But in Python, you don't just you add 1 to the last index. That means you get 0 to 2. 0 to 2 will be, watch here, this is 0, 4 is 1, 2 is here. So it will give you the from the beginning point, but it will not give you the very last one. It will give you 0 and 1 because I specify 0 to 2. To give you 0 and 1. If I specify 0 to last one is 9, right? So to get the last one, okay, let's say I want to get up to the month. It will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the month ended at 4, I will now do 0 to 5. But let's do 0 to 2 and see what it gives us first. 0 to 2. See that it gives us 14. So if I come back and say, give me from 0 for index 0 to index 4, it gives us this. So it means if I want to get the fourth one, I must add 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to say 5. So let me say, change that to index 5. There we go. So if I don't specify, I will specify where I want to start from and change it and separate them, have a column in between them. Okay. If I do not specify the starting point, it will go to the beginning and start from the beginning. If I do not specify the ending point, it will take it to the end. What I mean by that is this: if I say, okay, I want to, like, if I want to get the year, only the year, for example, I can say, um, I can just put column here and not put 10. And let's try this. Will it work? Let's try. So I'm saying go to index 10. Of course, there's no index 10 here. The last is index 9. But okay. No, no, no. It doesn't work well. So I will start from, since it's a year I want to get, I will start from here. So this place is what index right now. It's whether this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to start from index 6. So I'll specify here that I want to begin from index 6. And because I did not specify the end, it will get to the very end of the string. Let's see. See, begin from 6, 2023, 2023. Interesting, right? Now, if I had specified something, I say, okay, if I said, okay, give me from 6 to, let's say I want to get only 20. And so since I want to get only 20 and 2 is 6, 0 is 7. Remember, I'll add 1 to the last one I want to get. So this is 6, 7. I'll say 6 to 8 down here. Cut it down there, 6 to 8. Enter. Uh, so it says 20. It gives you 20. So let's go back to what I wanted to do before. So if I want to print, if I want to do print, okay, print this. Where you paste what I copied earlier. Oh, how am I supposed to paste you? Okay. And then, okay, talking about using prints, there are 2 ways or 3 ways you can even use prints to print out the content of a variable, or even 4 or more. Now, I'll now come here and replace this with this. Okay. Curly brace, open and closing curly brace. Okay, let me see whether my screen will agree to clear. Okay, it cleared. So open and close curly brace. And I'll say what I want you to put here. And I put dot. I think I'm going to cut this off for now. Let's display the content of date again. So we can't where. Okay. Come back, paste it again. Okay, so dot format. Format is a method, an inbuilt method. So I want you to now go and target dates and slice for us. Okay, I don't need to indicate the beginning because it will take it from the beginning if I don't indicate it. And slice for us from the beginning to 0, 1, 2 to 2. That's it. And then I'll close the bracket. Will this work? Is this okay? Let's see. Oh, oh, yeah. So let's take this like this. So now close it back. That last one should be here. Okay, so dot format, just cool, it should be no error. So that's it. Look at it. I mean, you want to learn how not to hard code. Okay, let me show you an example now. Let me show you an example with my app, so you know where you're going to. Let me give you a glimpse of the promised land. And so let's say I want to sign up as a client, and I come here and say my first name is Samuel, and I say, because you're going to be asking yourself, what is this you're learning now? What are you going to do with it? All these things, all these things, all these things, all these things. Pay attention, learn. Especially if you get the opportunity to learn C, you get the opportunity to learn. So Ade, Adewale, and other name is this guy has another name. I'm forgetting it now. You don't tell me I'll give anyone. Omotosho. So it's a male. It's a male. And then his email is somewhere. I've not implemented the part where you have to confirm your email at is free. So we can actually use fake email now as I'm using tests at pld.com. All right. And then I go phone number. Of course, see what will happen now. See what will happen. 080 because this app is supposed to be used by Nigerians. So I configured it to accept Nigerian number with the country code. I use what we call regular expression. If you don't have regular expression, forgive me. I use what we call regular expression to make sure that you give me what I want. So 08090001212. Yeah, this is complete, right? Yeah, 0801234567891. So this is the complete number. And then I now go. Let me say the first password is P A let's say 1234. 1234. I want to make some mistake. And I say 12345. All right, and I say you live in um Lagos village. Uh Nigeria. Is this Nigeria? Let's call it Lagos. Let me not embarrass my country. Okay, Nigeria is village now. All countries have village now. Nigeria. All right, so submit. It says the second password does not match the first one. Guys, it's because I could speak the language of this guy. That was why I spoke the language. I say, if any user is signing up and the password does not match, don't let it happen. Give this warning. Now, if I make the password match now, see what happens again. Submit. Nothing happens. It says invalid phone number. Use the format because that was what was shown there, right? Use the format with no space. The number should be complete and correct. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to what was written there, like the placeholder, what was showing there before. It was saying your phone number plus 234, this. And the person is not saying it, he's putting what he likes. It's telling me you have to put what you want you to put. So the person has to go and remove it zero, or you can leave it zero, no problem. It will allow it if you leave it zero. But you must add a plus 234. Plus 234. Come again. 234, okay? And so when you do this now, numbers becomes accepted. In fact, if you can register with an email twice, to tell you user with this email already exists. I don't want to demonstrate all of that now. Now, watch. If I now click submit, it shows loading, right? And then it's trying to sign up. If everything is successful, that's what will happen. Let's see what happens. All right, so it says you signed up, you successfully signed up. You may sign in now. Of course, that's not what I will do when I launch the app out to users. I won't do this. I will rather send a verification link or code to your email. So from your email, you come here, either put the code or sign in from there. So I will change this thing when the app is ready for the public to use. So if I click OK, this thing has changed. Look at it has automatically redirected me to the login. Okay. Now it's asking me that I want to save password. This one is the computer. Now, what was that? Sorry, what? Okay. I forgot the email though. I forgot. So the password is 1234. So if I click login, watch. Please don't laugh at me. Or the thing is unkept. The design inside is the front end work inside is rubbish. If I even this one, I'm looking like this now. I'm shy. I'm shy. So that's why it's not out yet. It has to be probably worked on. Now look at. It's saying you are logged in as Samuel Adewale. How did they catch it? How did I catch it? It's with these of variables. Now on my right hand here, you see that its initials are here, SA, and there's a link to log out here. I caught his name with variables from the back end, from the database, because his name is I don't want to show you the database right now. Because there's a place that the back end where I'm seeing what is happening. And that place, his password is hashed. I can't see his password. I can't know his password, but I can know everything that is about him. I gave us. So it's from there. I now put a relationship between the front end that will go and fetch the name and bring it out and put it here. If someone else signs in, it will show that person's name. Right? Now log out. Let's see. Log out. Okay, just to show you that the user with the same email cannot sign up again. Let's put that email here again. Samuel at PID and put any rubbish here. Let's put the correct phone number. What's that one I used before? 334. Come out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, voila. Enter password 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter password again 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, this field is optional, so it will go loading. Oh, select. Okay. Let's say this is female use time. Loading. Oh, phone number again. Is it too much? Okay, so submit. No first now. Why do you first like this? 090. It should be complete now. All right, so it's loading now. It says user with this email already exists. Nice. I'm just trying to show you the picture from this land. And I'm starting how to make all these small things, all these bits, makes you understand. Not just you're developing a website and then you can copy some code and paste and you understand what happens and how it happens and things like that. Okay, let me come back home. Let me come back home. Okay, so that's slicing for you, right? So you can slice a string. So even if I choose to make, let's say, sentence. All right, let's do an exercise, please. If you don't respond this time, I'll end the class here. Not that I'm asking you, you're keeping quiet. I'm seeing your reactions anyway. Right. If you don't respond this time, we'll end the class here. I'm serious. So let me paste this guy here. No, 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 not you. I don't want you. Okay, we had a great class. We had, let's say, okay, let's say my name is Topman Paul-Dike. All right, I have a variable called sentence that has my name is Topman Paul-Dike. All right, I want us to print the string. I want us to produce the string. Let me put it as a comment here. Topman is a name by slicing this string. Oh yeah, somebody talk. Oh. Make attempt, make attempt. Should I go? Should we call it a day? Should we call it a day?
So go on. Oh.
So what should I do? Someone has posted something.
You
I want to
can
produce
you
Topman is
can
a name.
count you can count from forward or backward. There are two options you can use here.
All right.
So I think we should count from front. So if we count from my name, we have one, two, three.
So what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
I'm trying to get the index of T, and then I will now
Okay,
like
let's see.
write the number of
There
T,
are about
and then
two. There are about two functions that can get that done for us. I don't know whether I'm correct here. Let's see. Oh, it's not it. Um, um, is it sentence.file? Let's see. So let me find it. So that you don't suffer yourself. If okay, look at it. Sentence.find. This is a method. There's another one as well. So it's telling that index T, the first place it meets index T, the character T is at index 11. Let's confirm whether it's true. I'm just showing you just in case the string is large, so you don't suffer yourself and start counting. So let's count. One, okay, zero, one, right? The space is two. You can't skip it. The name, three, A, sorry, N3, A4, M5, E6. The space is 7. I is 8. S is 9. This space now is 10. So T is truly at index 11. All right, go ahead with your instruction, please. I'm a robot now. Prince Topman is a name.
can you hear me?
Now you know. I can hear you now. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I said it might not take record of if we start from 11. I think it doesn't take record. It will just start. It will start counting from zero. So you put 10, and then you put that sign in front, so that we can print to the end. Okay, no. You know, now I'm seeing
I'm waiting.
it.
I know one can help how.
Okay. Since it's different, we are slicing these from different locations, and they are not in straight
Yeah.
order. We can do the
Mm.
Topman, which is 11, and then we can find the end of the n. Um, what the n 11, 12, 13, 14,
Okay.
15,
If I
16.
find n,
That's 16.
the issue now is that if I try to find n, it will give me it will return the first and position of the first n. Let's see. It says
Ah,
n is
okay.
straight, so it's talking about this n, not a
Yeah.
particular one.
So 1 to
Uh,
16. Yeah. So 11 to 16. 11, the two
all
dot to
right.
16 will also be 1. Then we'll make another index bracket. I don't know if that will work. Yeah. Then close it. I don't know if I'm not sure come out work. Yeah. Then do another
Just put
one.
comma here.
Yeah.
So another one will be what?
For the noise around me. um
No problem. That side is the software engineer. No, man.
I
Yeah.
go- yeah, another index bracket, block bracket. Sorry. Then now we'll do the is 1, 2, 3.
Okay, okay. Sorry, this guy we actually okay. Go ahead. This is it.
Yeah. So we do it in pieces like that till we get everything.
I don't know. Just do what you're doing. Man, I'm taking instruction for you. I'm not scared. It's sandbox. You can't crash my computer.
Okay, will it work? I'm not sure if it will work this way, but that's what I'm just thinking.
Try. There's no harm in try.
Okay.
It's not what it's.
Okay, I don't think we okay. That's 3 to 8. I'm coming.
3 to 8.
Sorry, no.
3 to 8.
Is starting from 8, right? The
Okay.
I 8 and 9. No, no, no.
8 and 9.
I think we made a mistake with the first one. It's supposed to be 17 since it doesn't print the last index.
The we. I'm not among the we that made the mistake. Oh. I'm just taking instruction. Allow that try to make contribution. Allow the try to make contribution. That try
No,
is
this
software
is
engineer.
recorded. It will be on YouTube, right? I can't.
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. And this one was start. Okay, 8, 9. Yeah, 8 to 10,
Okay.
and we'll close it. Comma.
All right.
Um. Yeah. Um. A. Um. It will
Is that fine for
be
you?
yes, please.
I said it's 4.
Yeah, 4.
4 to where now?
4. And please, let's help ourselves. So, sorry.
Okay. Who wants to help out? 4 to where? No, I think about it. 4 to where?
Okay.
Uh,
Let me see. Oh, this.
that child is answering it. You're not hearing the child. The child is telling you the answer. Yeah.
Oh,
You see? He's saying it.
let me see. Okay, Topman
Is
is
it
her
he or
name.
she? Is it a he or
She.
she?
Alex baby.
Oh,
Oh,
child is saying it
Topman
too.
is her name. Topman is her name. So we are now doing the air,
Okay.
right? One,
Okay.
two,
Since
three.
is okay, let me help you. You don't need to cut it. It's only one you want. So that's enough to reference it. So what next?
Then we do the last one, which is name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
so we
what?
find where the last n starts from.
The last n.
Yeah.
Okay,
Since
the
we
last
already
n is
have
normally
one n,
16. If
maybe
it's
we'll
one.
have to do that manually, right? Or is there a way to get it since there are two n's?
It returns the first guy in the string, and the first guy it will return is still this one, right? See this
Okay.
n. So, and I searched for that before, right? Look at it here, and it's three. It's at three. So what do I do now?
It's starting from three. I counted it manually, so it's starting from three, right? Zero, one,
Okay,
two, three. So we'll start from three to four, five, six, seven. Three to seven.
7.
Yeah.
Great. So let's
Let's see
see.
if it's like.
Let's see. Fingers crossed. Drum rolls. Should I press enter? Okay. All right. So she did it.
Yay!
Topman is a name. Congratulations. All right. So what have we doing so far? We've seen that there are several ways we can use the printf to print. We can print something out. We can print something out by doing print print. Let's say we wanted to print only Topman for this place, and Topman is actually this one, right? So print sentence um 11 to 17, slice 11 to 17 the string and print it out, and then it prints out. Another way we can do that, we've done these two styles here, right? Print, we just put in a string and put a an open and close curly brace here, close the string with a double quote or single quote. Let me clear the screen. Okay, I think I need to call back what I did before. This is the first way. Another way is to, well, okay, this is one way. I'm gonna call it the first way. Another way is to have in between within a string an open and close curly brace that is empty, and then followed by dot format, you know, format, and in the bracket you now put what should be inside that space that you kept, what should be within the open, what should be places open and close curly braces. So if I do this here, 11 slice 11 to index this and close the bracket, it prints it. Oh, I did not close the brackets, the main bracket. So let me close it here. So let me take that back so it doesn't confuse you. I'm supposed to close this bracket. The first close bracket is for this format, opening format opening bracket. The second closing bracket is for the men when they print out of the print. Okay, so enter a print Topman. Okay, another way we can do that is with the use of f string. So f string will make me put the value inside the string at once. So what I need to do is I won't just put a curly brace, I'll put it straight inside here. But then to use F string, I have to put F here, F at the beginning of the first, or F immediately before the first quotation mark, whether it's double or single. So if I go sentence 11, 17, and then I have to close the curly brace. So it has to be inside the curly brace, and inside the curly braces, then I have to close the bracket for the print statement. It's the print stop man. It's working, right? It's working. I mean, there's something about the F string. The F string is okay. Little division. There's another way you can actually print this. I would like someone to answer that. It's a click actually. It's something that is liking something that is similar to using format specifiers in C, something like that. So if you want to help us, raise your hand and we'll do it. While I'm waiting for someone's hand to be raised, let's talk a bit about F string and raw string. Um, F string, raw string. I think we've taken plenty of time already for this section. Let's continue with that in the next section. So let me put it down here so we know. And what I want to talk about, we've talked about all of this, and then um, Pico style. Pico style is easy, I guess. What is the official coding style and how to check your Python, your code with Python PY Python style. So Python style is the official coding style, right? Because you can do several things in Python that will work, but we need to follow certain standard. So to install this guy, I'm going to leave this interactive mode. Um, so I think it's PIP. Make sure you have PIP installed first, and PIP3 is the current one, I guess. Is it here? Hey, don't waste my time. Ah, even my terminal is complaining that the class has stayed long. I said long. Okay, so PIP3 is here, right? This means it is here. Yes. So yeah. So I can actually it's telling me how I can use it. So I can use it to install the Pico style here straight. Of course, you want to first do something like this. Let's say sudo. Like, let me use sudo command just in case you're not signing as the root user on your own system. So sudo apt or apt get. You do updates. It's important you do this. Cool. And you may want to follow it up by another command like this. If you have some upgradables, especially if it's your computer system, you want to do that. And then next thing you want to do, I don't want to do that right now. I don't have that time. And then I want to do PIP3. Is it PIP3? I think it's PIP. PIP install. Let's leave PIP3 out of this. PIP install Pycode style. So this is like, I'm sorry if you don't know C, but if you know C and you know about Betty, this is like the elder brother of Betty or the younger brother. So PIP install Pycode style, and there we go. Hey, don't waste my time. Run, 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 run. So, don't waste my time now. I'm talking to you. What? Oh, install. After delaying me. So nobody saw that in there. You allow me to make that kind of mistake for an international community. Okay. All right. So after installing this, you want to use it to check your code to see that it follows the format. You may want to read about the documentations to know how the format works. If that means I already have it installed. Yeah. Okay. So requirements already satisfied. Already have it installed. So to check your Python code, do I have a Python code here? I used to have one somewhere. Here. Yeah. The one I wrote in this section. So let's check whether this guy has a problem with it. So type code style, and if I beat you now, type code style, and say hello, pi, enter. So there's no problem with it. It doesn't have a problem with it. Everything's working well. So this is how you check your. As for how to honor, how to obey this style, you will learn as you practice. You will learn as you practice. That trial and error is a good way to learn. So let me write it here that we're going to continue. We're going to talk about f string and raw string, and then you're owing me. Tell me about the other way of using the print. That's your that's your assignment. So we'll talk about f strings. You know about them. We'll let's not assume that everyone knows. And then we'll talk about raw strings. Any questions, please? Any question? All
Please, the
right.
installation of this does it work for Mac?
I'm not a Mac person, but let's see. Let's see. It's a little Google search behind that. How? Let's say install Pycode style Mac. Install Pycode style on Mac OS. Okay. So open your Mac OS terminal, type IP. Oh, it works. So it does do without the quotes. It works. Okay. So PIP3 also works as well. I just learned something. So I just learned that it works. What's this guy? Python M. So that's another way you can use it. So if it doesn't work, look at it. Or if it doesn't work, use PIP3. If it doesn't work, also use this one. Thank you very much. Plenty of reactions. Okay, another question, please, Polly. Please, if you're watching on YouTube and you have a question, kindly post it. Ask. We'll be glad to attend to you. Be very glad to do so. Please. don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are not ready. Let me say these YouTube channels. This is Topman Paul-Dike on YouTube, and here we've got Code Tribe on YouTube. Support us, make us help us know that we are making impact. Sometimes share. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I just typed the wrong username. And that's it. Oh, that's serious. YouTube even has a YouTube channel. All right, Code Tribe. Yeah, and there's one more. There's one more. Interestingly, um, this is I hope I spell it correctly. Nemabelo one. Yeah, this is one of us, a graduate of LAX and a member of Code Tribe um, reserve team. She is on a mission to simplify C and make it easily understandable. Please do. Are you serious? I want to subscribe. Come on, subscribe. Yeah, so okay, I'll also subscribe from other accounts. My other account. Okay. Uh, so subscribe to this as well. Let me even give you the link here. Somewhere you are done. Oh. Let me. How do I share the link to my profile? Oh, look at it here. Still see question now. Let me know. I assume that you all subscribe.